Well, most of us know the feeling of being called into your boss's office, the corner office, to have a talk.
Yeah, your stomach drops and the reality sets in that you're being fired. But is it possible for business leaders to practice empathy while making those tough decisions? So let's ask Dr. Nicole Price, CEO of professional coaching company Lively Paradox. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
I'm sorry I missed the yellow yellow time memo. But anyway, you guys look great.
Thank you. But let me ask you this. Is there a good way to fire someone? It doesn't seem like so.
You know, ideally, I'd like for people to think about empathy before it's time to fire people.
Okay.
But once we get to firing people, the main thing is to remember that people have dignity. This is not a time to get back at people. You're firing them. So let's remember that everybody has feelings, they have families, and this is going to impact the team that's left too.
That's true.
What are some of the worst things that employers can do to employees when it comes to, firing someone?
Just kind of turn everything off and they find out because they tried to log in. That I've done that before actually to somebody, and that's not a good way to do it. You can tell someone beforehand and communicate openly and honestly with them and not surprise them.
You mean like kicking them out of their emails, that type of thing, before they even know?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I'd like to say that I hadn't done that before, but I have.
Oh, you took away their key card and everything?
I did. I had a person who wasn't responding to any communications, and so I just shut her off. And that is not ideal.
Okay.
And I like to talk about how I get these things wrong. It seems like sometimes I'm talking about all these other people out there.
Honest.
Sometimes as a business leader, I've gotten it wrong. That's why I think I know what's best about getting it right.
Right.
I like
so
that.
how can employers use empathy? What are some of the right ways to do this?
One is think about timing. If there's a better time than another, then please try to do so. So during the holidays is probably not the best time if you can avoid it. If the person is already going through lots of difficult challenges, if you can avoid it, let's try to work around that. Another is to think about how we can how would we want to be treated if we were being fired? Don't make me march out during the middle of the day with my box and my stuff in my hands and security standing there. Honor the inherent dignity in people. If we can, that's really helpful. Yeah.
Are there something that bosses can do when they know they're going to have to make this decision leading up to the date that they decide to let someone go? Is there something that bosses can do ahead of time?
Absolutely. So thinking about what you can do to support the person after termination, they're probably going to need employment in some way. So if you're willing to give a referral, please do so. Because just because you're bad at my job, the one I had you doing, doesn't mean you're bad at everything. Just means this wasn't a good fit for you. So if I'm willing to provide a referral, I will do so. Some organizations do provide coaching and development through formal means to help you find something else that you'd like to do. And you can be thoughtful about those things. Another thing is to prepare for your team's response once this person is gone. What are we going to do with all of this extra work? Where are the other people going to get the support they needed if this was a support person? Just know that people are going to be thinking about those things.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And especially the coworkers, when you see that person leaves, is there something coworkers can do to help?
Well, I'm not so sure that there's a whole lot coworkers can do to help, except for if you were a friend at work, try to still be friendly afterwards. This person is now trying to figure out their new identity, and it can be a double whammy. If I thought you were my friend and my coworker, only to find out you were just my coworker, and when the job is over, we're no longer friends.
What kind of results have you seen from somebody who you have shared this idea about letting somebody go and doing it with dignity and doing it with respect and maybe offering a referral? I'm just wondering, somebody who may have gone through this process and was let go that way, and they left with their head held high, chin up, and they went out and they were like, okay, maybe this didn't work out. Maybe it is time to go get something else.
You've been fired before, right?
I have been.
And it's likely that it's, I mean, I've seen.
Not like that, but not like that. Not like you described.
Yeah, it was. No. It was respectful.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of. Not really though.
If we're going to do our best work, our confidence has to be high in general.
Yeah.
And so you want to leave people in a space where they feel confident enough to go and make a contribution in the world. think about what happens to us just in general when people have to go out and their confidence is low. What does that do for us? And when we're in smaller communities, we think about these kinds of things because we got to go to church with you on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So we'll act a little better. But in larger metropolises like Kansas City, we might think we'll never see that person again, but that's not accurate. You will. And so think about how you can help maintain their dignity and confidence and support them, because you don't need to make people go in hate. Let's go in peace. And if we would have another opportunity to work together in the future, we want that to be a possibility.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Well, Dr. Price, we're just out of time. Real quick, where can people find you?
People can find me at drnicoleprice.com.
Awesome.
Great to see you again.
Always a
Great
pleasure.
advice.
Hope to see you soon.